Hello there! This is the Nissan Bluebird that my family bought brand new on December 1st, 1989. It's also the car that then had a catastrophic failure that cost a fortune to repair. Oh dear. In this video, I'll reveal its specification, show you pictures of its adventures and flick through these sales brochures. Ah, interesting. Welcome to CarSpyTV. Right, let's have a closer look at our Nissan Bluebird. It was a large, family-class vehicle that rivaled the Ford Sierra, Vauxhall Cavalier and Peugeot 405. Under the bonnet, it had a 2-litre, 4-cylinder, fuel-injected petrol engine that produced 115 brake horsepower at 5,600 RPM. Furthermore, the brochure confirmed that our Nissan Bluebird had 5-speed manual transmission, front-wheel drive and McPherson strut suspension all the way around. It also had the GSX trim which put it towards the top of the range. So, the Nissan Bluebird GSX had central locking, electric windows including in the back, an electric sunroof, an electric aerial, what else have we got down here? A trip computer, map reading lights and a fancy stereo with, wait for it, auto reverse cassette. It also had fancy seats. Furthermore, the key contained a small LED that came on when you pressed a button. This served as a torch. Why? Because at night the light made it easier to find the key slot on the car's door. Good thinking, Nissan. Okay, let's see how Nissan summarised the Bluebird. This is the page we're reading from. There we go. And Nissan said, the Bluebird range of saloons and hatchbacks are built in Britain, designed and produced for demanding motorists looking for the highest standards of engineering capability, comfort, dependability and styling. Then the Bluebird goes one stage further, offering an extended range of luxury features you'll be hard pressed to find on any competitor's model in this class. Furthermore, there were lots of positive quotes from motoring journalists. Consider the Sunday Express, for example. It said, the suspension is a revelation. Firm road holding and minimal body roll have not compromised the comfort of the ride. It is a thoroughly reliable car with impressive performance, ride and handling that inspires confidence. Now, the Nissan Bluebird in our family worked hard from day one. There were often 5 people aboard and a boot full of heavy luggage. Look, for example, how compressed the rear suspension is in this picture. And here's someone squeezing a shower door into the boot. That was very optimistic. The Nissan Bluebird also covered a lot of miles in its first few years in many different countries. Here it is in France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands. In fact, it once drove through 4 different countries in less than 12 hours. Now, when this car was new, and for a few years thereafter, you couldn't drive in France without yellow headlamps. We therefore, quite literally, had to paint the headlamps yellow, as you can see in this picture. Oh, and can you see these black stickers? Here's a close-up of the sticker on the right. They were required too. But why? In the United Kingdom, as you know, we drive on the left. Our headlamps therefore point slightly to the left rather than dead ahead. This illuminates the near side curb rather than excessively dazzling oncoming drivers. On this basis, if a UK car is abroad and driving on the right, its lights, if they're not adjusted, point too much towards the oncoming drivers and dazzle them. Oh dear. On our Nissan Bluebird, the black stickers blocked such light and solved the issue. Now, brace yourself. 1993 was a terrible year for the Nissan Bluebird. It broke, big time, and it cost a fortune to repair. You see, the gearbox was making this weird, irritating whining noise. The mechanic then found that the casing was cracked and some of the bearings inside were damaged. The cost to repair the car was more than £1,000. Sorry. Remembering that figure made me go faint. And bear in mind, that was £1,000 in 1993. When adjusted for inflation, that's more than £2,000 today. The Nissan Bluebird was off the road for several weeks while the mechanic fixed the gearbox. We therefore had a courtesy car. It was this 1986 Nissan Sunny 1.3 LX. Here's a picture of the interior. And here's me with the key, wishing I was old enough to drive. Anyway, the Bluebird got fixed, but the gearbox was never that good. If we accelerated hard in the second gear, and therefore if the engine revolutions were high, it wouldn't then go into third gear. I remember that making people really happy. Anyway, the Nissan Bluebird settled into respectable middle age, and it worked reliably for many years. Here it is in London, parked behind a Mark I Ford Fiesta. That Fiesta was also part of a family. And here's the Bluebird, once again with the Fiesta, buried in snow. Oh, and here's the Bluebird being attacked by killer chickens. And here it is hiding from the chickens next to a tent. In 2003, the Bluebird started to show its age. For example, the engine kept overheating, so we had to keep stopping to let it cool down. So, have a look at this picture. It shows far too many people trying to figure out the cause of the problem. Bottom line, the radiator was knackered. Before we had the chance to fix the radiator, the Nissan Bluebird failed its MOT, and I've got the certificate here. It failed because, for example, the rear exhaust was blowing. Furthermore, the near side and offside outer drive shaft gaiters were split. There were also some advisories. For example, the near side rear shock absorber was leaking, the near side rear chassis leg was corroded, and there was a chip in the windscreen. Despite the MOT fail and the broken radiator, the car wasn't, by any means, at the end of its life. However, we'd had it 14 years, it required a lot of money to repair it properly, and we needed an estate car with a bigger boot. So, reluctantly, we sold the Nissan Bluebird for a modest sum and without an MOT to a bloke who lived down the road. He then repaired it, but within a few days he drove it into a post and put a big mark on the rear bumper. How annoying. In 2006, 3 years after we sold the car, it was still on the road. In fact, it had a new MOT without any advisories and 150,000 miles on the clock. However, that MOT is the last reference I can find to the car, so it probably came off the road in 2007. That's 18 years after it left the factory, so it did really well. In fact, let me refer you to what the Daily Mail said in 1989. The Nissan Bluebird, probably the best built car in Britain. And that's it. That's the story of our Nissan Bluebird. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content, ask any questions in the comment section, and do me a favour and click like on this video. Right, that's all for now. I wonder where those chickens went.